let's just roll back the hands of time here. I was kind of doing a little bit of digging and saw that, you were 28 years old when you started Jefferson's back in 1997. So let's kind of start there.
I wasn't smart enough to do what you guys have done, which is to have day jobs as well.
Yeah.
I quit my job, put everything that I had saved up to that point, and I was able to source some whiskey. So, it didn't need really deep pockets, but I needed deeper pockets than I had, and it was a struggle. I think I made $15,000 the first year.
That's hardly maybe enough to survive back then. Like that's like rice and beans, mac and cheese.
You notice I'm divorced now, so it was not exactly the most lucrative thing to do in the world. But I thought there was opportunity, and the reason that I got into it, it's partially because of my dad and what he had done, but also just talking to him and just the romance of the bourbon industry forever. But I think it was back in 1993, was on a Delta flight, and he picked up a magazine, the Delta magazine, and in the back of it, you could buy a barrel of Bushmills Irish whiskey. So you buy it in 93, in the year 2000, it would have been 25 years old. He and 4 friends put in $1,000 each, went to Ireland, played some golf, tipped their hat to the barrel. And I thought, gosh, if you can buy a barrel in Ireland, why can't we buy them from our friends here in Kentucky? So that's really what gave me the idea to get into the industry. And before that, I'd moved to a half dozen different places around the country, and I saw nobody drink bourbon, which, you grew up here in Kentucky, everybody drank bourbon. So I thought there was a great missed opportunity, and I knew we had some beautiful aged whiskey that wasn't being offered to anybody.
How did you know that there was aged whiskey that just wasn't being? I mean, is it just like a hunch, an insider secret? How did you know?
Well, so I had friends that were in the industry, and we'd talk about it. They were in a 30-year decline. So one, just supply and demand, kind of a hunch. But if you talk to them, they had barrels. I'd heard stories about people selling the barrels for the cost of the used wood. So, I mean, just giving the juice away, writing it off the books.
Just getting something for it.
Yeah, just something. And, I talked to somebody recently who I bought some of those old Stitzelwell barrels from. And, they're like, God, we had no idea what we had. Yeah, like, what am I thinking? But
now it sells for what you may have paid, like $500,000 a barrel then. Now it sells for like $5,000 a bottle for just.
I paid less. I did have one of our sales guys recently pay more for one pour than I paid for the whole barrel.
Wow.
Yeah. I was shaking my head when he ordered it, and I was like, this is, wow, what a crazy world. What a, just turned upside down industry than it was back then. Because as we said earlier, I couldn't sell it for $100 a bottle back then. It was a struggle to sell it.